Sir, the Essential Commodities Act was passed 5 years ago, and when the minister yesterday came with an amending bill, we expected that he would give us a brief report on the working of this measure for the last few years, but unfortunately, we are kept in the dark in regard to the exact working of the act and the nature of the difficulties the minister is facing. Sir, as far as I know, many of the provisions of this enactment have been observed more in violation by his agents at the state level. The food minister may be very earnest, may be very able, and may be very innoxious to see that the various provisions of the act are implemented in the most effective manner at the state level, but unfortunately his agents at the state level are not equally enthusiastic or equally innoxious to observe the provisions of this enactment. The most important objectives of this enactment are to control the supply and distribution of commodities and to maintain a stable price level. In regard to both these aspects, I am afraid that the government has failed to realize the objectives in view. Some time past, when there was scarcity of food grains, attempts were made to make procurement from certain wholesale merchants and from rice mills. In my own state, I know of many instances of such procurement where, after making known that certain things had to be done and certain steps had to be taken by the merchant community, nothing was done later on by the government. When they found that these very orders of the government were violated, as the result of the violations, there was a consequent rise in the prices of food grains in respect of other commodities like iron and steel, paper, etc. We see a lot of speculative activities, but the provisions of the act have not been brought to bear on them. Perhaps no case of prosecution was launched against those people who contravened the various provisions of the act. We are interested to know in how many cases the government have taken steps to prosecute individuals who have violated the various sections of the act. The minister said that the powers under the act were not adequate. We sympathize with the food minister, but I want to know what action has been taken in this regard by the various state governments.